did you know that in the Eggcellent Midnight Fight Express, you can stick a plunger to an enemy's head? Hello and welcome to Hidden Video Game Details, the series that aims to show you things that you may not have known about your favourite games so that you can look really clever in front of Taylor Swift. Don't forget to leave a like on this video, and if you do, I'll send you a bucket of chicken. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin today's video with Batman Arkham Asylum. Over the past few episodes of this series, we've covered a ton of cool details from Batman Arkham Knight. So I thought, why not go back to where it all began and see what Arkham Asylum has to offer. Now, Arkham Asylum begins with bats escorting the Joker into the asylum, with Batman feeling like something isn't right. Well, if you decide to hang back and gather your thoughts, Joker will soon start to miss his best friend, and spout off several lines of hidden dialogue.
Oh, come on, bats! Can't you keep up? Do you need a trolley too? Twinkle, twinkle, little bat. How I wonder where you're at. You're not coming, bats? Catch up, will you? I'm gonna miss breakfast. Don't you realize it's the most important meal of the day? Yoo-hoo! Batman, I'm over here. Just follow the screams. Hurry up, you big lump. You'll be late for the party.
The next villain Batman can annoy is the Riddler, which is only fair as if you've played Arkham Knight, you'll know how annoying some of his challenges are. When the Riddler first makes his presence known, he gives Batman an easy riddle to solve. The thing is, it's so easy that if you take too long to solve it, the Riddler will start to lose his patience.
I said, don't cut yourself on this sharply observed portrait. You know, portrait, painting, picture on the wall, in a frame. A painting of something sharp. Warden, Sharp. That old guy who runs the place. In a painting on the wall.
So I'm actually playing through this game for what must be the 6th time on the Steam Deck. So if you have any other suggestions for details from Arkham Asylum, please let me know. Up next is 2019 first-person shooter, Ion Fury. Now, we did cover Ion Fury in the last episode of this series, where we discovered that entering the I'm Lonely cheat would spawn a chair to keep you company. Well, the first Ion Fury detail for today's video is just as weird. During the Haskell's House of Horrors level, if you shoot the moon, this will happen. So not only will the moon say ouch each time you shoot it, but after a few shots it will ask, what did I ever do to you, before falling to the ground. I don't know about you, but I can't decide what's stranger, a chair that can solve loneliness or a moon that can apparently feel pain. Let me know in the comments. The other detail that I noticed when playing Ion Fury can be seen whenever you try to stop playing Ion Fury. When you try to quit the game, several different messages will appear in an attempt to make you change your mind. My personal favourite message is the Everybody Likes That message, which is of course a reference to the Fallout series. Up next is another game that I've been playing on my Steam Deck. Hellpie is a 3D platformer that, in its own words, takes bad taste to the next level. Hellpie sees you play as Nate, who is given the job of gathering the necessary ingredients for Satan's birthday pie. Now, Hellpie isn't going to challenge the platforming chops of games like Super Mario Odyssey, but it is fun, and as mentioned, revels in its own lowbrow humour. Now, you may be wondering, what do I mean by lowbrow? Well, near the start of the game you can find a printer, and if you interact with it, this will happen. So that's what I mean by lowbrow. The printer will print a ton of, let's let's call them cucumbers, just in case YouTube is watching. Another thing that I noticed in Hell Pie is something that I'm sure a whole generation of people can relate to. In one of the rooms, you can find this. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I would spend more time than I should have watching the DVD logo bounce around the screen, in the hope of seeing it fit snugly in the corner. Now that I've said that out loud, I realise how sad I was. Next up is third-person action-adventure game, The Sinking City. Now, just because The Sinking City is labelled as an action-adventure game, don't go thinking it's an action-packed shoot-'em-up like the Uncharted series. The Sinking City sees you playing as a private investigator who lands in the fictional city of Oakmont, which is sinking, hence the game's title. Instead of gunning down enemies, something which you definitely do in the game, you actually spend most of your time investigating various different crimes. It's actually really fun, and a nice change of pace from other third-person action games. Now, in a game with an atmosphere as thick as your mum, it should come as no surprise that a cemetery can be found in Oakmont. However, you may not be expecting what is written on some of the graves. The other cool thing that I found in The Sinking City is most definitely out of place. At this location on the map, you can find this. I mean, this rubber duck is probably more of an Easter egg, but I was already talking about The Sinking City, so I thought I might as well mention it now. So to end today's video, let's once again revisit Dead by Daylight. Now, you may recall that in episode 42 of this series, we discovered that Resident Evil 3 villain the Nemesis would growl his iconic Star's voice line if he grabbed Star's member, Jill Valentine. Well, at the end of August, more Resident Evil characters were added to the game, with Albert Wesker, Rebecca Chambers and Ada Wong all joining the Dead by Daylight cast. The character that we're interested in for today's video though is Albert Wesker, the man who made Chris Redfield so angry that Chris punched a boulder to death in Resident Evil 5. And no, I will never not mention that if given the chance. Of course, the two have history, and if you use Wesker's Mori, which allows a killer to actually kill an opponent after hooking them twice, Wesker will say this when grabbing Chris.
Time to die, Chris.
Listen, I'm a sucker for crossovers in video games, especially when it involves two games that I love. So how could I not love this detail? So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then leaving a like is really appreciated. If you are a fan of Easter egg secrets and hidden details in video games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.